of a random variable by calculator, by graphing calculator. Because of course you have to use a calculator. So basically I'm just telling you how to do it. And you've actually already done this, all right? You've already done really what we're about to do in a prior lesson of the course. So in terms of just a disclaimer, you can still utilize full formula and calculate by typing in all values. This is just about efficiency. Okay. So efficiency is the name of the game when we're talking about doing this piece right here. And something that's really, really important, you must show formula with terms of at least 2 calculations. Then ... So for the purpose of this, I'm just, like I said, it's going to be nice and quick. Let's do that example that we've been talking about this whole time. We were playing that game, x, p of x, -1, 2, 8, 16, 0 0.8, 0 0.15, 0 0.04, and 0 0.01. Nothing new and different. Now, A, and this is basically what I'm having you do tonight's in homeworks. It's very short. I'm giving you the table. I'm not worried about you trying to create the probability model. So you're given the probability model in problem 1, and it's asked you about expected value for each of the problems, and then problem 9. My recommendation is that you do like 1 and 9 simultaneously. If you want to just find like problem 1/9 and find mean. Problem 1 asks about expected value. Problem 9 says use problem 1, it's a probability model, and find a standard deviation. And then the other problem I think was a 15, is just another problem that here's another probability model, find the mean and standard deviation. Find the expected value, show work. So the key here thing is that we have to show the work. Now, I know that expected value is equal to the sum of x p of x. So it's -1 times 0.8 plus 2 times 0.15 plus, and this is where I'm going to go a little bit different, ... Now, I've shown my calculations, and so the purpose here is that this is work shown. Now, there's only 4 of them. I mean, in reality, expected value, I typically just write them all the way out. Standard deviation gets a little bit trickier, because it's like the formula gets really tough and like congested, and then when you're trying to type them all in, that one could be really more troublesome. Most times you'll only be asked about expected value, but sometimes when you're standard deviation, this method could be very helpful. And so then we get to the answer equals, and I'm going to, in just a little bit, I'm going to show you how to find the answer, but not yet, okay? Hold off. We'll get back to that. B, find the standard deviation of x, show work. And so I know that standard deviation of x for a random variable is a summation. And these formulas, you should have them available to you quickly. On the exam, there'll be a page dedicated with these formulas. Parentheses, x minus the mean squared, p of x, and it's actually the square root of all that. So when I do this, I get the square root, and I can define up here that this is mu like this. I'll say like this is the mean right here. And so literally I can write in here -1 minus the mean squared times 0.8 plus 2 minus the mean squared times 0.15 plus dot dot dot. And this mean right here, I just want to point out, is what I'm able to use down there. And so then I get equals, and I'll get some answer. Now the process here of doing it is the same thing as a frequency table. Basically, we are going to treat as a frequency table. And we're going to go to the calculator, and I'm going to show you how to utilize going to the calculator. And we do it just like we do when we had one variable and we had these were the outcomes, and then these were how often it happened. So I think we have enough. Do we have? Does everybody have this written down where I can go to? Anybody need a little bit more time? So we go to our calculator. Okay. Stat, edit. We're gonna go to table. We'll clear our table out. And in L1, we list our outputs, our values, which in this case were -1, 2, 8, and 16. In list 2, we list our frequencies, which in this case are just our probabilities. 0.8, 0.15, 0.04, 0.01. Now, the same step. How do I find the mean and standard deviation? And remember, like basically the whole 5-number summary. Can anybody recall how to find that? What do I do? Does anybody remember how I find the mean and standard deviation of a frequency table? Nobody? If I want to find the summary statistics, that's basically all I'm trying to find is the summary statistics. How do I find them? Anybody? I'll wait just a little bit longer. You can just direct message me just like you're doing right now. Oh, hold. Yes. So we go to stat, calc, 1var stats. My list, my list, if you have it this way, if you have, you should have it in this mode. If not, you just do comma. And my second list is L2. Shift L2. Calculate. And there's my answers. So X bar is my mean, my expected value. You can just do the dot, dot, dot. The ellipses is perfectly fine. And then if I go down to my standard deviation, sigma, you can see it's 2.55, and that is my answer. So negative 0.02, negative 0.02. I just got this from stat, calc, 1var, stat, L1, comma L2. And I also get this answer right down there. And it was 2.55. Right there, 2.55. And that's it. That is it. So, yeah. You can use your calculator to do that. It's a real quick lesson that I wanted you to do today. I have nothing else that I wish to cover for you. No, the message. Remember, everything in terms of message. So if you're trying to direct message me, always direct message me on the host account. Okay, always on the host. The co-host is just my my iPad that's running on the side. Stat calc 1var stat L1 L2. That's what I have for you. Your homework is real short, real simple, I think, in terms of doing it. If you do not want to use the calculator, stat calc 1var stats, you do not have to. You can do it just like you did on the previous homework. And basically, tonight's homework would be a little bit of a combination of the last two homeworks and finding the expected value, the mean, and the standard deviation. All right. That's what I have for you. Thank you.